Thank you for calling online support. My name is Sam. How may I help you?
Hi guys, welcome to tutorial number 1A, we'll call it. Tutorial 1 was about setting up Skype and Fire RTC to make Scambaiting calls. And one of the questions I was asked was to review something called PopTox, which is showing on the screen right now. And I thought I'd include a few other online or web-based telephone systems as well. Now PopTox is a fairly simple dialer. It just has a straightforward dial pad. There's nothing clever about it. PopTox has a fairly neat interface. It's a simulated mobile phone and a keypad, and you can just add the number in, type it in, or actually you can paste it into the area up above where it says enter number. Now there's a weird thing about PopTox. It doesn't like my virtual private network for some reason. I have no idea why, but currently I appear to be in Rhode Island, Providence, and to all intents and purposes that's where I am. However, PopTox won't let me call from here using my VPN. And if I turn my VPN off and just connect through my normal IP address, for some weird reason it thinks I'm in the UK. I'll just demonstrate that. I have no idea why it would think that. So that's me disconnecting my VPN, and don't forget VPNs are something we're going to cover in a little while. Now I can call, if I call that number, it'll say please use our partner, reveal name, and that'll take us onto a new website. Very similar looking interface. Notice there's a few differences though. There's a name lookup, SMS feature, and a call feature and a status. So let's go into the call feature and we'll pop our number in, and now we should be able to get it to connect. That's it ringing.
Thank you for calling.
Hi. Hello. Okay, it did work. They basically just stopped talking. So that works okay. You can dial pretty much any number. I just wanted to show you something else. We'll just call them again. Here's the problem. You have reached your daily dialing limit. So I don't know if PopTox is the same, but this UK/not US version seems to have a limit of making several calls per day, and I've probably made about 4 calls on here before I demonstrated it. So that's a bit of a problem. So PopTox itself, I haven't actually managed to get it to make a call from this, but I do believe there's a time limit. As far as I'm aware, there's a 30-minute time limit. I'll double check that just now, in fact. Okay, so I've investigated PopTox. There's a thing that says that they limit the number and duration of calls. The call duration will be for a limited time only. You can recall the same number once your call gets disconnected. I'm not sure. I think it's 15 or 20 minutes. However, as with most of these, they are all limited to time, and I'll find that very, very distracting. Now, when you're making a Scambaiting call, you really don't want to be limited to 20-minute calls or 30-minute calls. Even a 10-minute video can take 30 to 40 minutes worth of recording time before it's edited. So the videos that you see on the internet have been edited usually and trimmed down to get rid of all the dead space and things like that. So that was PopTox. I'll have a quick look now and see if we can find something else. So the next one I want to talk about is one called Globphone. That's Golf Lima Oscar Bravo Foxtrot Oscar November Echo. Globphone. Although I suspect with this accent it's probably Globphone. In this one you seem to have a bit more facilities. You can send a text, you can do file sharing if you're calling another Globphone user. Anyway, let's see if we can make a call with this. I believe that this will work. Let's just give it a shot. So US, we'll enter the phone number that we have pasted already, copied, and we click on call. Right, this is trying to connect to what's called a VoIP engine, and it's not working terribly well. It says that the VoIP engine it's trying to connect to or start is RTC. That's very interesting. When we talked about Fire RTC earlier, which I believe is what this is trying to connect through, what I didn't mention was that Fire RTC can be controlled by some codes that you can send it. So a few other telephone systems use Fire RTC as the backbone of their system. So it's trying to start the VoIP engine and that's failing. Don't know why. Can't get that one to work. I tried it earlier and it didn't work either. So we'll look for another one. So the next one I want to talk about is Ivea phone. That's IEVAPHONE. Ivea phone. Once again, the same type of interface. You can download apps for this, and I believe the apps also let you make free phone calls. So let's pump in our number. So we know this is a good number. We've phoned it so many times before. Click on call. So we go through some sort of testing period. This is where I think it's connecting to its VoIP server, whichever one they use. I don't exactly know what it's doing. I suspect it's trying to connect to Fire RTC or something similar. They might be using a different system, but we'll see. Calling. Superb. Interesting. Time left 29 minutes and 55 seconds. Hello. Yeah, I'm just answering your call. What did you want? Yeah, you just called me just now. I just picked up the phone. It was ringing. Just a bit of fun. Do anything I can to wind them up. Right, so that one works. Ivea phone. That one works. Let's try it with my VPN setup. So at the moment it thinks I'm wherever I am, but remember the other one had a problem. For some reason it thought I was in the UK. I have no idea what happened with that one. So now I appear to be in the US. So let's try calling again, see if it works. Certainly does. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's a good one. I'd recommend that one, except for the 30 minutes. So let's have a look and see if I can find another one. Okay, so thanks to Google, here's another one called CitrusTel. That's CitrusTel, CitrusTel. And same type of interface. I think you're probably beginning to recognize a theme. I've just typed in a number, and I'm actually in Rhode Island according to my VPN. Let's see if it'll call. No, it doesn't. So it could be that it doesn't like my VPN, and I've come across this before, so we'll switch it off. We've got to allow permission for the microphone. Done that now.
Support. All our service representatives are busy assisting other customers.
Okay.
However, if you wish, you can hold.
Look
Or
at
we
this.
have your contact number, and we will call you back as
10
soon as
minutes and
possible.
55 seconds. I'm guessing that's how long we've got left in the call. So, you notice there, it was about 11 minutes or 11 and a half minutes or whatever. Did work, very short time. I'm not 100% sure how useful it would be even for a quick call. It does say that to get more credits you can share. So I guess if you go to Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, Twitter, and share them, they'll give you more time or calling credit. But the free calls appear to be in the order of about 10 minutes with that one. So let's have a look and see if we can find another one. Okay, found another one. This is called SendAText.co/free texting app. Very, very similar interface, but let's just switch it to call. And same type of thing. Let's punch in our number that's been called a lot today already. Try calling. Allow the permission for the mic. Answered 11:05, 11:02. So I'll hang up. So it works. Let's try it with the VPN running as if I'm up in the States. So there's that number. Let's try calling, see if it fails. It's not actually connecting. That's an issue with my VPN. VPNs do have issues, and we'll talk about those in the VPN thing. So if I just try and make a call without the VPN, it works okay. But as with the other ones, only 10 minutes or so. I think that's enough for these. Just remember, it's possible that some of these devices are actually using FireRTC to make calls for them. Okay. Now, FireRTC, as I'm sure you're all aware by now, has no limit on time. Okay, so FireRTC. So what we've established is that there are free phone calling systems on the internet. They do work, but there are limitations. Some of them have a limitation on the number of calls you can make in a day. Some of them have a limitation as to the length of each call, and some are both. Now, as you know, the problem with the call length is that most scambaiting calls can go on for some time, and a successful one might be an hour and a half to 2 hours long. You really don't want the call to be dropped just as it's getting interesting. Obviously, if you're wanting to make several calls or many calls in a day, you don't want the number of calls you can make in a day limited, because that's going to limit the amount of time you can spend actually phoning people. So I think that's it for this section. I think we've covered free online internet calls like Pop Talks and such like, and my advice would be, if you want to make free calls off of a web-based system, use FireRTC. If you just want to phone your auntie and it doesn't matter whether your call drops out or not, use any of the others. They all work quite well. I should say that the audio level was quite low in some of those online callers. That wasn't the case for me. I think it was just the way I've set up the recorder. So don't be too worried about that. I think I covered the questions that were asked, but if anybody has anything else they want me to try out, just leave a note in the comments and I'll get round to it as soon as I can. It's quite interesting doing these on-the-spot reviews. I'm sure somebody will come up with a good one for me. Okay, so until the next time, thanks for watching.